Communication is not a one-way street. You can't just rely on the person giving you a message. You have to get in the habit of double-checking what you think you heard to get all the information you can. According to this report, communication problems cost the sheet metal industry over $100 million a year through time and materials lost because of miscommunication. Now, I hate to admit it, but that happens around here all the time. We had to send Cliff out to a job 3 times a while back just to get measurements on some simple transition duct. The job was 35 miles away, 70 miles round trip, and he had to drive out there 3 times just because he couldn't get his instructions straight from Ty. On the other hand, Ty isn't the best at communicating what he needs. Hey, Russ, come here. Check. You remember that wild goose chase we went on a couple of weeks ago trying to find that Washington job?
Oh, do I? My butt's still in the sling from the chewing out Sam gave us.
Yeah. It all started when I made the mistake of walking by Ty's office.
Yeah. Can you hold on for a second? Listen, I need you to take this over to the Washington job site and install that new unit. It just came in and they're waiting for it. I'm really busy here. This is a rush job, so take someone with you. Thanks, Rennie. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, okay. Yes, we can do that.
Yeah, we're going to Washington. Here's the paper.
That's how it all innocently started. Russ and I picked up the new unit and headed out to the Washington Circle job. But when we got to where we thought it was, there was no crew.
So that's when we finally got around to checking the work order Tide gave us.
And discovered that we were supposed to deliver the equipment to the job on Washington Street, not Washington Circle.
Man, we were 45 minutes from where we were supposed to be. What a disaster.
All right, now that communication screw-up, like most, was hardly just the sender's fault. Now, it's true, Ty wasn't clear on what Washington he was talking about, but I didn't question him, and I didn't check on what I thought he said against the work order. So, we're both to blame. But let's set aside the issue of who's at fault and look for a moment at just what this simple little mistake actually cost. We wasted nearly 2 hours of time screwing around. Now, given Russ's and my combined hourly wage plus insurance and other fringes, it comes to about $130 an hour between the two of us. So that's $260 in lost wages. Now, figuring we put 60 miles on the van that we didn't have to, you add another $25 for a total of $285 we just burned. And that's not counting the fact that while we were chasing around, we had 2 other guys sitting around waiting for equipment. So all of a sudden, we're looking at $500 that the company will have to make up just to cover our mistake. Think of that. That sort of thing happens all the time. It comes down to this. Either we get our act together, or there ain't gonna be an act. Listen up.
Ty's working on his communication skills, but it's going to take time. He's the best sheet metal worker I've ever known. Knows more than I ever will. But sometimes he forgets that not everybody knows as much as he does. Yeah, Rennie had the work order, but because he took it for granted he was going to Washington Circle, he didn't bother to look at it. That, obviously, was the first in a series of mistakes. And here's a simple tip. If somebody tells you something important, make sure you understand it. Translate it into your own words. Say it back to them and ask if that's what they meant. If necessary, take out paper and pencil and draw a picture. Don't be afraid that asking questions will make you look stupid. You'll look a lot more like an idiot if you screw up a job. Like I said, Ty is 100% better than he used to be, but there's still room for improvement. So, until he reaches perfection, everybody's going to have to be responsible for making sure they understand what they're supposed to do. Now, we have 2 more assignments from Ty. After listening to his instructions, use your worksheets to see what else you need from him.
Now, what do I have to do? Take him by the hand and lead him to the job site? Teach him how to read English? Everything was spelled out in the job order. If he had any questions, all he had to do was ask.